Have you ever held on to someone so tightly you forgot who you were without them? Have you ever replayed a moment, a conversation, a goodbye, over and over, like a wound that refuses to heal? You're not alone, but there's a different path, a quieter one where strength isn't loud and peace doesn't come from control, but from letting go. The Stoics didn't teach detachment to make us cold. They taught it so we could remain warm in a world that often turns cold without warning. As Seneca reminds us, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Our minds craft stories, narratives that cling to what was or what could have been, but rarely do they settle in what is, and that's where our journey begins. Today, we'll walk through 9 Stoic lessons to emotionally detach from someone, not with resentment, but with grace. You'll hear the voices of Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, not as distant echoes, but as steady companions. Through stories, examples, and quiet reflection, you'll find something even more precious than closure. You'll find yourself. Let's begin. Lesson 1. What you do not control, you must release. Epictetus, a once enslaved man who became one of Stoicism's most profound teachers, gave us a guiding truth. Some things are up to us, and some things are not. He spoke these words not as a man removed from suffering, but as one who knew it intimately. Stripped of freedom in his early life, Epictetus learned quickly that while others could control his body, they could not govern his soul. Now, think about your situation. Perhaps someone walked away from you, or maybe you're the one who left, but your heart still lingers behind. We cling to the hope that they'll change, that they'll understand, that they'll come back, that somehow we can fix it, but none of that is within your control. The Stoics would ask, what is in your control right now? Your thoughts, your reactions, your energy, your time, not their choices, not their silence, not the version of them you wish they were. Let me tell you a story. A man once approached Epictetus in the forum, asking for advice on a woman who no longer returned his affection. Epictetus, ever direct, responded, "Do not seek to control what is not yours to govern. Her heart is not your possession." Simple, brutal, freeing. And if we're honest, we already know this. Deep down, we know we can't control another person's love. Yet we keep trying. With texts, with gestures, with long, imagined conversations. This is the weight we carry, and it is the weight we must learn to put down. Releasing control is not surrender. It is a return to truth, and truth, as Marcus Aurelius once said, is the soul of serenity. Let's pause for a moment. Take a deep breath in and out. Picture that person. Now whisper, not with anger, but with peace. You are not mine to control. Now you've taken the first step. Let's move deeper. Lesson 2. Love without ownership. The Stoics believed that true love is not attachment, but appreciation. Seneca put it beautifully. He who is wise will love as if he may have to stop loving one day. This isn't pessimism, it's preparation. It's the recognition that everything we hold dear is on loan from the universe. When you look at someone you love, do you see them as yours? Or do you see them as a soul, walking their own path, who, for a short time, walked beside you? To emotionally detach doesn't mean you must stop loving them, but it does mean you let go of the illusion that they belong to you. There's a story of a Roman general whose wife left him. When asked why he wasn't heartbroken, he simply said, "She was never mine, only with me for a time. I am grateful for that time, and now it is over." What a great Stoic wisdom, isn't it? Gratitude softens the ache. It doesn't erase love, it purifies it. Imagine love not as chains that bind, but as light that warms, even from a distance. You can still wish someone well, without waiting for them to return. You can still smile at a memory, without needing it back. This is mature love. This is freedom. Let's keep walking. Lesson 3. Pain is not the enemy. Resistance is pain, heartbreak, grief. They're not flaws in your experience. They are the price of caring deeply. But what amplifies our suffering is not the pain itself. It is our resistance to it. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." Let me explain. When someone leaves, it hurts, naturally. But when we fight that reality, when we deny it, argue with it, beg for it to be different, the pain multiplies. It's like gripping a burning coal, shouting at it to stop burning. The Stoic way is not to suppress pain. It is to observe it, to sit with it, to understand it, and to let it pass through. Think of a river. Your grief is a current. If you try to dam it up, it floods everything. But if you stand still and let it flow, eventually it moves on. You do not need to get over it. You only need to stop fighting it. Let the pain do its work. Let it cleanse you. Let it teach you. Then let it go. You're not weak for feeling. You are human. And as the Stoics believed, a life well lived is not one without emotion, but one where emotion serves wisdom, not the other way around. Lesson 4. You are not what you've lost. In the silence that follows loss, there's a question that echoes louder than all others. Who am I without them? It's a haunting question, one that grips your identity like vines around a tree. But Stoicism reminds us, you are not what you've lost. You are not defined by who stayed or who walked away. You are not a half waiting to be made whole. You are already whole. Epictetus warned us against tying our identity to what lies outside of us. He wrote, "If you wish to be free, do not wish for things to happen as you want, but wish for them to happen as they do." Who you are is not the relationship, not the title, not the shared photos or plans or promises. Those are chapters, but they are not the author. You are the author. And the pen is still in your hand. You still breathe. You still rise. You still choose. And maybe, just maybe, the person who left wasn't removing a part of you. They were revealing it. You don't need to erase memories to move on. You only need to stop confusing your past with your present. The story continues. Let's keep writing it. Lesson 5. Accept the nature of change. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Observe constantly that all things take place by change, and accustom yourself to consider that the nature of the universe loves nothing so much as to change the things which are." Everything is change. The tide, the seasons, our own breath. And yet, when a relationship changes, when someone we love pulls away, we resist. We call it unfair. We ask why. We try to stop the tide with our bare hands. But the Stoic does not resist change. The Stoic learns to dance with it. Let's return to the sea. A sailor doesn't curse the wind. He adjusts his sails. When you accept that people change, not always into someone you still fit with, then you begin to release the grip. They are not betraying you. They are evolving, just as you are. And this evolution is natural. You were never promised permanence. What you were promised, by life, is movement. So walk with it. Don't stand still and mourn the river. Step into it and let it carry you forward. It's okay to remember what was, but it's braver to accept what is. Lesson 6. You owe yourself peace. In a world where emotions pull at us from every direction, it's easy to forget. Your peace is your responsibility. Seneca once said, "No person has the power to have everything they want, but it is in their power not to want what they don't have." You may not have their love. You may not have closure. You may not even have answers, but you have the power to choose peace. It doesn't mean silence. It doesn't mean numbness. It means creating space between your soul and the chaos outside. You owe yourself that. You've poured so much energy into understanding them. Now pour it into understanding yourself. Detach not because you no longer care, but because you care about your own well-being more. Detachment isn't avoidance. It's clarity. It's seeing things as they are, not as you wish they were. And in that clarity, you begin to heal. When your mind wants to return to the pain, ask, is this helping me find peace or pulling me from it? Every thought you entertain is a seed. Choose to plant peace. Choose to water it daily. Choose, even when it's hard, to protect your inner garden. And watch what grows. Lesson 7. Space is sacred. Use it to rebuild. After loss, what we fear most is space. The silence after the goodbye. The pause in the conversation that no longer comes. The empty chair. The still phone. But the Stoics remind us, nature abhors a vacuum, but it also fills it with purpose if we allow it. Inspired by Stoic thought. This emptiness you feel, it isn't your enemy. It's the quiet soil from which clarity grows. Too often we rush to fill the space, with distractions, with rebounds, with noise. But what if, instead, we sat in it, not as a punishment, but as a practice? Imagine a sculptor. He carves away not to destroy, but to reveal. This space is carving you, not into something lesser, but into something clearer. Rebuild not by rushing to replace someone, but by rediscovering what you had left behind within yourself. The books you stopped reading, the passions you postponed, the voice inside you that has been whispering for years. Come back to me. Now is your time, not to escape the silence, but to make something sacred within it. Lesson 8. Memento mori. Remember, you will die. Perhaps the most haunting and most liberating Stoic teaching of all. Memento mori. Remember, you will die. Why would the Stoics remind themselves of death? Because it strips away everything unimportant. That person you can't stop thinking about? One day, both of you will be gone. All that will remain is how you lived, not how long you held on. Marcus Aurelius said, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." So ask yourself, if this were your last week alive, would you spend it reliving a breakup, obsessing over what could have been, waiting for someone to finally see your worth? Or would you walk outside, barefoot in the grass, breathing in the morning sun, grateful to simply be here? Memento mori is not a morbid thought. It's a mirror, a reset, a liberation. You are free to let go, because life is too brief to carry what no longer belongs to you. Choose peace while you still have the chance. Lesson 9. Letting go is an act of love. And finally, remember this. Letting go is not always rejection. Sometimes, it is the purest act of love, to say, I will not hold you where you no longer wish to stay. I will not beg you to be what you are not. I release you, not because I stopped loving you, but because I started loving myself enough to let go. Seneca wrote, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future." When you let go, you return to the present. You open your hands and allow life to fill them with something new. You stop chasing love and start becoming it. The greatest act of strength is not to cling. It is to love with open palms and say, if it is meant for me, it will return. If it does not, I am still whole. Letting go is not failure. It is graduation. It is growth. It is Stoic, a return to self. So here you are, still standing, still breathing, still whole. You have walked through the fire, and on the other side, you have not lost yourself. You have found yourself. You now carry 9 Stoic lessons not just in your mind, but in your bones. And as you step forward, remember, you are not what you've lost. You are what you choose to become. Let go, breathe, be free. Thank you for watching.